What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and today we're going to talk about the dancing machine here, Zemo. And Zemo looks pretty freaking cool, right? Aesthetically, he looks awesome, right? Just like he does from the Falcon Winter Soldier TV show. And he was really, in my opinion, one of the best parts of the show, even though he wasn't on it very long. I really loved him. A little clap there, that's really nice. And in all honesty, that's really one of the best things about the character, is just the aesthetics and the little dancing, right? That's a nice little touch that Netmarble did, and I really love it, but I really wish they would have done a little bit more for him. Now, the elephant in the room when it comes to Zemo is the fact that he didn't get an awakened skill or a tier 3, which I'm betting he's going to get one or the other, right? I'm pretty much betting in the mid-month patch he's going to get something. Otherwise, all he is going to be is a leadership due to the fact that this uniform gave him an extra 10% increase of all attack and an ignore target dodge rate with 35%. And this is really great for ABX. I mean, yeah, my ABX score definitely went up on Speed Villain Day because of this. And having that ignore target dodge rate would be absolutely amazing on top of having the increased all attack for villain allies for null, right? I mean, that would be great. Even against Mephisto, I mean, the ignore target dodge rate wouldn't really help, but the 60% increased all attack would be massive. And, his all defense down, I mean, now it applies, right? But the thing about Zemo is he's kind of funky to play. I mean, he does have the paralysis on the 4th skill, but his skills are pretty long. He's got the attack buff on the 3rd skill, ignore iframe, right? But right now in the 6x and damage immunity is nice. But right now, because of his low HP pool, he just isn't going to be very good for PvP. I wouldn't really recommend him, even though he has to ignore iframe. Maybe when he gets an awakened skill or tier 3, if he does get one, then he'd actually be viable. But right now, those characters in there and timeline, they're just too strong. They're just going to one-shot him easily, unfortunately. And he's just really funky. I mean, he's pretty easy to play. It's just 3, get your attack buff, and then go into the 5. Put the proc on the 5. And I've actually put the proc on the 5 or the 4. I've seen to do a good amount of damage either way. Both the 5 and the 4 have all defense down. We'll jump up here. We'll do the 4. The all defense down comes at the end of this skill, right? And it does start off at 45% and stacks up to 45%, which is pretty funny. So that is something that's kind of nice, right? You land one hit and boom, your all defense down's already maxed out. And that's actually really cool. It's a shame that it isn't a little bit more. And the all defense down comes at the end of this one too. So in your second rotation is actually when you're going to see a lot more damage, because your all defense down is actually going to start applying. I mean, he has a stage 5 power of Angry Hulk set. He has a critical damage with 140% damage proc. I mean, this is a very similar build. He has a normal rank uniform, very similar to build to my Falcon. I mean, he gets this 5% increase of all attack. It's kind of like, okay, 5%. I mean, I guess it's better than nothing. And, and compared to my Falcon, right? And what I am going to compare to Falcon, because he is a speed type like Zemo, right? And my Falcon is only at tier 2, right? He's not all jacked up and leveled up. He doesn't have a very good build on him. If I can find old boy, wherever he's at. Where you at, Falcon? I mean, he's level 60. He's got 140% proc, right? He's got a stage 5 isolate set like Zemo. I mean, and no Urus, right? Level 60 character, level 20 gears, no Urus, right? Same build, right? And Falcon can actually come into world boss, right? Go against Proxima and do level 90, stage 99, and plow through this stage. He can destroy this thing on my account with that build I just shown you. I already did a video about it. It's just crazy, right? And Zemo here, we actually can use this leadership. We use Mystique and Shuri for the extra damage to supervillains, right? And let me see here. So one thing here is Venom here does have all defense down, and his all defense down does stack up to 50%. So it actually will be fine. I mean, if you're using an all defense down that stacks up higher than the all defense down that the character you're using applies, it's all good, right? So we're going to get 45% or 50% no matter what. So we can use anti-venom, or I keep saying anti-venom, but we can use venom in there. And then we got some damage dealt to supervillain strikers, and then we got Scarlet for a little crowd control, right? We just want, hopefully she'll get a little crowd control. So let's see what happens here. And I can tell you this won't be near as impressive as Falcon. In fact, it won't even be close. And something I've noticed about Zemo is he doesn't really trigger the proc as well as he really should, right? I mean, it's nice having that immunity, but you saw that proc came at the end of the skill, and it's just, he doesn't do enough hits to really trigger that thing as much as what we'd really want. There we actually landed the proc on the 4th skill, and because of the longer cooldowns on the 5, you know, it's got a 9-second cooldown on it. Sometimes your proc gets off, but if you really want to keep him alive, because he will die pretty easily, he doesn't have a heal in his kit. But it is nice that he's got that 6 seconds of immunity. Sometimes the 4th skill will actually set off the proc also, because man, it is a long skill. I mean, if you hit it immediately, it's not so bad. Oh, I can't even see what's going on. I mean, it's not horrendous, right? It's not horrendous, but it just isn't good enough. And the fact that he doesn't have an awakened skill or tier 3 means he just won't be viable in a lot of game modes that we would be playing in. You know, game modes like World Boss Legend, right? Story mode. You know, we need those characters to be awakened and have their tier 3s. I mean, surprising enough, I mean, you know, having 13% on my account, he is actually almost on pace to be able to do stage 99, which isn't terrible, right? That's not terrible. I mean, we are running behind. I mean, if I put some Urus on him, if I had his uniform leveled up, I could probably do stage 99 if I don't die anyways. But you really want to have heals in here. I can tell you that right now. Okay, there we got interrupted, so now we got to run around. Oh, good, good. It's always nice when Proxima does that skill because it's just a straightforward attack and it's easy to avoid. That proc's probably going to trigger. Oh, it didn't trigger. Surprising. Okay. I mean, you could keep them alive. I mean, if you got the venom in there, I always want to say anti-venom, but if you got venom in there, you can keep them alive. I'm really just trying to watch and make sure that Proxima doesn't throw out the purple here. And boom, we died. I mean, and that's the thing about, you know, a level 60 character. That would happen with any level 60 character, right? Unless they got insane defenses, right? High decreased damage received, they're going to die instantly. But, I mean, it's not terrible, right? It's not terrible. And I think for some players out there, Zemo is going to be a decent uniform, right? They'll be able to get some, you know, world boss clears. But, you know, because I have 13% Pierce on this account, I'm not really sure how well he'd actually do on your accounts that don't have Pierce, right? Because then you're just going to be relying mainly on all defense down to do your damage, right? So definitely in the second rotation, whenever you use Zemo, you're going to see more damage because his all defense down comes at the end of the 4th skill and at the end of the 5th skill. So you're going to do a lot more damage in the second rotation. So here we got, you know, Corvus Glaive, who you actually need to ignore target dodge rate, and Zemo is the speed type, right? So we got 35% ignore dodge right here. And then we got 3 ignore dodge strikers there. So that's 60%. So we have pretty much max ignore dodge. Of course, Venom in there. And then we got Rachel for a little mind control. But it's really good to try to lock down Corvus because he likes to iframe around, jump around a lot. He can be a real pain in the butt. But let's see how well Zemo does against Corvus. Now, Corvus has bleed, so we got to be very, very careful. Something that is kind of annoying is that 5th skill shoots all the way across the screen at the end of the skill. So it's kind of difficult to use your 4th skill right away. Oh boy, oh boy. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, boy. It is nice he's got that immunity. That really does help with survivability. Ooh. There we go. There we go. It gets pretty crazy sometimes on the screen with all these effects going on. It really can be difficult to see what's actually going on in the fight. And my proc didn't even trigger, and now it triggers on the 4th skill. I wish it would have triggered on the 5th skill, but it is what it is. Oh no, oh no, we're probably dead. We're probably dead. Let's pick up a few heals. And that's why I want to have those heals, man. He will die. Whoa. Whoa. You know, actually, we're not doing as good here as what you would really think. You know, you would think that him being the speed type, right, not having any disadvantage against Corvus, because if you're any other type, you actually will do 50% less damage to Corvus. But he don't seem to really be doing too much at all. We're doing actually pretty bad. We really should have already finished this first phase. It seems like he actually did better against Proxima, and that could be because, you know, we have to use ignore target dodge rate strikers, whereas with Proxima we just had damage dealt to supervillain strikers. So sometimes when they strike, they'd be doing damage. It is nice. He's got that iframe on that 4th skill that really does help. We are doing terrible. And I know some of you are probably thinking, well, Forgo, this is stage 99. Yeah, I know, but I also have 13% pierce on my account, right? I also have 87% physical attack. So, you know, if you really want to know if a character is very strong, at least on an account like mine when you're testing, you need to go all the way to 99. You need to push them to the limits, because really 99 isn't really that, you know, difficult on my account. It just isn't. There are a lot of characters at tier 2 that can plow through this, even old characters. Ooh. I mean, we are able to keep them alive. I mean, that's something that's pretty good. Survivability seems to be pretty decent. But I mean, seriously, you know, 3 minutes, And I know he isn't built well. I know that, right? But to be perfectly honest with you guys, I don't really see the point in, at least for me, building this character all up, unless you guys want me to. If you want me to do a run where I amplify all the slots and I throw on some moves, I can, right? Maybe go ahead and take him up to level 70. I can definitely do that for you. But I really think, as of right now, Zemo is just going to be a leadership. The only reason you're going to buy this uniform, for the most part, is just to have him as a support. And that's it. You know, I mean, it's nice that he does the dance. That's cool, but that isn't what we want when we want characters. We want characters to demolish. We want them to destroy. And I really wish they would have made him a little bit stronger, right? I mean, the 3rd skill is nice, but the fact that he doesn't have any damage accumulation really hurts him. Man, if they'd have gave him damage accumulation, I think that would have smoothed things out and it'd been a lot better. He might not have been no meta by then either, right? But at least he would have been a lot stronger and a lot better. I mean, when you play with Falcon, seriously, you'll see like 2 bars, boop, boop, and 1 rotation go bye-bye. 2 bars. This guy against Proxima couldn't even do half a bar and 1 rotation, not even close. I mean, it's a big difference with the exact same proc and pretty much the same build. So, unless he gets a hell of a tier 3 that has maybe accumulation, maybe that's something to look for in the future, or have an awakened skill with an accumulation, he's pretty much just going to end up being a support. So let me know what y'all think about Zemo, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See ya.